Hey everybody, and welcome to our new series called The Evolve Project. I'm trying to lead into that it goes to music. Now. And we're back from that opening thing. The Evolve Project is a new thing we're doing. Really, we just make videos every day, but now we just wanted to title them. So if we're calling this the Evolve Project. So it's the same stuff I did before, but now we have a title and I'm in a nicer suit. Before, usually I'm just looking homeless and I'm doing this into my iMovie, but now we got a title and you're watching the Evolve Project. And the Evolve Project is not only us just talking about different subjects, but it's also us taking your questions and your questions. So we have a first question. This is our first question for us from
Nick Ibby.
This is Nick Ibby. What's the question, Nick?
I'm kind of stuck in this place where I don't know how to market myself because, if you focus on sales, I gotta get sales, then you'll never get sales and kind of be in your mind. And so I'm trying to decide how I should market myself through my heart, but I don't want to sit back and do nothing and just have my social media accounts do nothing and don't post anything or whatever. So I'm just kind of curious about how I should market my new website. And if you could answer that, that'd be great. Thank you.
Wow, Nick, thank you for your question. You're our first question, so I'm still not smooth on talking about it this way. You're our first question, Nick. Thanks for calling in with your video. Thanks for ringing us up. I actually really loved your question, and I loved your vulnerability in that video too. That shows a lot right there, to just be like, okay, I'll make a video blindly and put that out. That takes a lot of courage in itself, and that's what artists do. They kind of live on the edge of their creativity, and they just kind of pour their heart out there and their vulnerability and their fears and everything, and they just say help. And your falling in love with your not knowing is a really special thing, and it's very valuable, and it's worth a lot. So every answer that I do on these are just from my heart what I have. Nothing I say has to be the word or a fact. It's just all I'm here to do is co-create with you on the answer. And one of the questions you asked was basically, how do you market yourself from your heart? And what's fascinating is how smooth ego is, because ego is the thing that asks that question. In other words, in that video, you say, I don't want to market so that I can get sales. That's a very, that's a mental thing and you're trying to get. So when you go, how do I market from my heart? That's the same place, the same question's coming from. The same question is going, okay, how do I get to my heart? Because when I get to my heart, I'll be happy, right? And what the underlying implication is that you're not your heart. That there's a heart to get to, that where your creativity comes is from over here. So the first thing I want to say is that question that switched from how do I not market so I'm getting sales, and how do I get to my heart? Those are the same thing. They're actually you saying that you're not in your heart already. So the first thing to do is let go of the idea that there's anything to get to. And I will say, though, a way to find those things is to allow yourself to, first of all, just enjoy yourself. Be in a good mood. Because every once in a while, an idea will show up in that place. It'll blindside you. You won't know what was coming. You might be at dinner with your friends and you'll be like, what if this show came up at dinner with my friends? And you'll just be like, what if and immediately it'll feel really good. Or you'll say, wouldn't it be funny if I da-da-da, and it'll be some weird original thing that'll suddenly feel light. When you feel a difference in your body, act on that immediately. Whether it's grab your recorder and say something into it, or immediately set up the camera, or set up you have an idea for a painting, you have an idea of whatever. Allow yourself in that excited moment to act on that excitement, to act on that freedom or forward movement. So that's the first thing. So you access your heart. It's not something that you can mentally get to. It starts from first of all, you realizing that you are your heart. From you are okay with where you are. And if your mind shows up and it's trying really hard to get somewhere, love it. It needs love. You trying to get somewhere is an egoic thing, and it won't work in the space of love. So your acceptance of that it's there, not to get rid of it, but you truly accepting it will cause it to dissolve. So what's really amazing about ego is it's here so that you can access a whole new level of acceptance and love for yourself, because when you do that, the ego starts to dissolve. So you're actually needing to, or allowing yourself to just be okay with that it's there, but not necessarily cater to what it's saying. So when it's like, we got to get this perfect, think of it as like a little kid saying it who doesn't know any better. In fact, it kind of is you when you were 5 trying to do it the right way so that you could get love from your parents. So if you're in a place of just being a space of love and this ego is going, how do we get to our heart? How do we, and you just sit there and love it, that's the heart being a space for the fear. So it's like, how do I get there? Your heart's already just being compassionate for that question. I don't know what to do, and that's okay. I'm scared. Cool. Are we going to do this the wrong way? I love you. It's okay that you're here. So that's the first thing. So realize that getting to your heart isn't somewhere to get to, that it shows up when you stop trying and you allow yourself to just enjoy yourself and accept yourself and enjoy life. The second part of your question is, I'm scared basically, or something to the effect of, if I don't do anything, I know that feeling that we all have. If I don't do anything, that I'm just going to do nothing and end up under a tree for the rest of my life. I had that for a long time. In fact, I'm on day 110 of meditating for 2 hours a day. And my first fear was I'm going to end up living under a tree. And my friends were like, you're going to end up shaving your head and you're going to talk condescendingly to me and be, thank you, son. And I was going to be this person. And what was fascinating is how much that didn't happen. In fact, I more and more accepted myself and didn't need my external circumstances to be anything. In other words, we need to go under the tree and go get into nature because we think the other side is dark, and still that's our judgment. And your power also will show up in your acceptance of your darkness. The more of your darkness and your past stories and your fear that you can love, the more light you will shine. Because really life isn't just getting to a light place and avoiding the darkness. It's being the space that can contain your light and your darkness. The greatest music in the world, in my opinion, has a light and a darkness to it. There's a sadness that has an optimism to it sometimes, and this cross of both of them. It's kind of like when Quentin Tarantino is showing a horrifying murder scene, but he's playing like stuck in the middle with you all positively. That contrast is really a weird clash, and it's something we kind of watch. That's what a rainbow is. A rainbow is the sun and the rain at the same time, creating this amazing, gorgeous thing because of the light and the darkness of the world. Both winter and summer patterns are showing at the same time and creating this beautiful thing. So realize that you doing nothing does not mean that you'll end up doing nothing. You doing nothing right now and accepting yourself will create a space of acceptance for yourself through your light and your darkness. And you will have so many inspired ideas that will pull you off the couch. Think of it this way. If you've ever wanted to write a blog or create something or paint one of your pictures, what people do all the time is they go, okay, I'm going to write a blog. Here I go. And then we sit down at the couch and we go, here I go. I'm going to write a blog. And you can never write anything. I remember as a comedian trying to write material that way and go, okay, I'm going to write the best joke. And I try and nothing happens. But when I'm in a good mood or I'm just riffing with my friends or hanging out or playing or just being, sometimes the blog will show up and pull me off the couch. I'll just be blindsided. Just my acceptance of myself will have this insight show up, because the more you accept yourself in this moment, the higher level of ideas that you will be able to receive. If you think you're your past, you're going to limit these ideas from coming in. They're always here, but you're not tuned into accepting them. But the more you accept yourself, the higher level and better ideas that you'll have. And you'll be so excited when you have it that you will start to create it. Whether it's marketing or art or whatever. Realize if there's a part of you that can create art, realize that that same part of you can create marketing. Your only problem is you're compartmentalizing the two and thinking, okay, in this area I can get in the zone, in this area I have to try. But the real problem is your judgment of the two areas. This place is my safe place, this place is hard. So immediately you go into it thinking that it's a compartmentalized thing. But if you comprehend that you are just this continually creative person and that your ideas of marketing that show up will show up when they're ready through your acceptance of yourself, you'll get excited and be like, what if I said said this? And what if I did this? And what if I put it out this way? Or what if I made a YouTube video about it? Or what if there's an infinite amount. And what's amazing about life is the more you accept yourself, the more they keep coming in. I would think from all the meditation I've done and how many years I've been working on myself that I would have figured out everything. And every day I find out I know nothing. There's a new way again to do it. There's a whole new thing. This video series I never thought of until this last weekend, right? So there's so many different ways to do things that will always, always, always slowly show up. And the ones that are coming later can't show up until you access the ones that are showing up now. So accept the ones that are coming through you now. There are many different things you could do right now that are okay. And your search to try to find something better is blocking you from accessing all the little things that you could do right now. So accepting your ways right now and your things right now, because I know there's a couple things you go, I could do that, but you probably disqualified it and went, that's not the big thing over here. So instead, accept all these other ideas, whether it's just be in gratitude right now for yourself, whether it's just say to one friend, hey, check out this painting I did, whether it's putting it up on Facebook or Twitter or making YouTube videos of your art or whatever. All of a sudden you do that. As I said that to you, my mind started going, and you could bring your art to different movie sets, or you could bring your art to different people doing sketch. Like all of a sudden, in my acceptance of the current easy ideas, the bigger ones will start to show up. So accept your different ways to market yourself that you have now. And if you don't have any, accept yourself. Accept that you don't, because it can't leave until you accept that you have no ideas. And the second you do that, it can dissolve, and you will access a new emptiness in you that you can fill with ideas. You want to feel empty more than cluttered, right? So your acceptance of yourself will make that clutter go away and create a space of emptiness and possibility. You're now an empty cup, and that cup's going to get bigger and bigger, and the ideas will get bigger through your connection to yourself. So I hope that answers your question, Nick, and thank you for being our first video in our series called The Evolve Project. Shabba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. You can probably, we never established when we'd cut it. Did you, is it, no? Am I still on? You're gonna, thanks, Nick. You could probably pull it. I think it's done. Bye, Nick.